There is a lot of hype today for DLRC, and there are many developers and some brokers which are attracting the investors and some first-time home buyers to invest in DLRC by offering some good prices and payment plans. I was watching these videos and some content on social media, and I was thinking, in case if I want to invest 1 million or 1.2 million today in Dubai's real estate market, will I invest in DLRC? My answer was no. And why? There is a certain checklist behind it, and we will talk about it in our video today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Junaid, and today we are going to talk about DLRC as an investment for apartments. So DLRC is a suburb area which is located in the northern side of Dubai, and it is connected through Dubai Lane Road and Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Road plus E611, which is Emirates Road. That's it. What else do you have in nearby areas? This area has been very popular for affordable townhouses and villas community. In case if you want to buy a townhouse today in this market, go ahead, it's a good investment. But if you want to park your funds, or you are looking for a good investment which gives you a good capital appreciation tomorrow in the future, and if you are looking for some good rental income, so there are multiple options we have available. For example, Al Furjan, we have JVC, we have Arjan, Dubai Science Park, Al Jadab, and Dubai South as well. Why? Those areas which are located close to the commercial areas, they are generally the first choice of tenants who are working in the nearby areas. They want to rent or buy properties close to their workspaces. For example, Al Furjan, which is located quite close to JLT, Dubai Marina, plus Jabal Ali industrial area. There is no deficiency of tenants, and the existing sellers, the existing owners in Al Furjan, if they want to sell their property today, they can have serious offers on table to negotiate with. So this makes their property quite liquid. Same is the case with JVC, the connectivity plus the location. And when we look at Arjan and Dubai Science Park, which is located quite close to Dubai Hills Mall, and plus it is connected through Squeam Road, which takes you straight to Al Barsha, Tecom, and other commercial areas as well. Al Jadaf, very good location, connected through Al Khail Road, takes you straight to downtown and Business Bay, just in 5 to 7 or 10 minutes drive away. But when we look at DLRC, this area is quite away from the major proximities of Dubai, which is approximately 30 minutes drive minimum to reach to downtown and Business Bay area. Similarly, if you want to reach to Tecom or Dubai Marina side, still you have to drive 30 to 35 minutes. Currently, the public transportation network is not available. Plus, around in the neighborhood communities, there is no such commercial project which can supply you good tenants and potential buyers in the future for your property. I was watching some videos and brokers were talking about DLRC is developing quite fast, so you should invest into that. No doubt DLRC is developing, but for now, developing for who? Developers are buying lands and they are building their projects. So they were talking about that a government company, the NATA, they have shifted their staff accommodation into this area, which is Emirates staff accommodation. And they were expecting that these people who are living already in DLRC, in their staff accommodation, they will buy in DLRC. So I was thinking, why? What will force them to buy only in DLRC? That is their staff accommodation and they are living there for certain reasons. But if they want to buy their home, the whole Dubai is open for them and they have hundreds of opportunities to go ahead with. Now, secondly, you should look which developers are developing in DLRC. Mostly they are the new developer which has no established reputation into the market. So this is another point. If you want to go ahead with your first home in Dubai, so especially you should choose those developers which have already established their reputation into the market. Plus, on top of that, there are certain developers which have existing projects in multiple areas of Dubai, and they are also developing in DLRC. And I was looking at their price list. Actually, they are charging you the same price what they have charged in better locations just by encashing their name. So this is another point you need to understand. DLRC is not the same location. It is a different location, and the price what they are offering you has been a price for certain areas which are quite better in comparison with DLRC. Further on top of that, when we see the rental demand, so rental demand is generally very high all over the UAE nowadays, especially Dubai is very strong, and nowadays we are reading news coming from Sharjah and Ajman that those areas are also facing some good rental demand, which has not been the case before. So in Dubai, I will talk about those communities where the general ROI is about 6 to 7%, not a prime ROI like 8 or 9%. But when we look at the sales price is still intact. And the sellers are not negotiating much. And anybody who has to buy in those certain areas, they have to go ahead with the same ROI numbers and sales price. Why? Because the infrastructure location of that area is prime and in demand. For example, downtown, for example, JVC, for example, Dubai Marina, and some other areas where you see the ROI is not justifying the sales price, but still sales is not slowing down and people are buying at the same price. So this is another point we should keep in mind tomorrow when you want to sell your property. What are you offering to your buyers? Are you able to make some good capital appreciation from your property or not? So this is a question you should think about it. On top of that, only factor what generally the real estate brokers are talking about is a metro connectivity, which is an upcoming metro in 2029. But do you think this alone factor will provide a necessary capital appreciation elements for your property tomorrow in the future? So think about these points, and we will look into a checklist now that what are the common factors generally in emerging zones and what is going to happen in DLRC for the next 3 to 4 years, and how you can avoid it by choosing a better location, by taking care of your investments in a good property. So when we see DLRC, this is a developing community yet. It has a potential growth for the future, no doubt, but currently there is a limited completed infrastructure which is in many phases, which includes retail, entertainment, and other commercial facilities. And this is how it reduces the lifestyle appeal for tenants. There is ongoing construction noise and disruption in parts of the areas, which is very common in emerging zones. So these factors can affect rentability, occupant satisfaction, and short-term price performance compared with more mature Dubai communities. Then we see there is a poor public transport and connectivity today. There is a metro, blue line metro coming up by 2029, but for now, when we look at the situation, so it doesn't have a dedicated metro or public transport facilities available. RTA bus services are available, but they are not as convenient for tenants who depend on efficient public transport. Now, all of a sudden, we see there are a lot of developments starts coming up in DLRC. So there is a clear fear of oversupply and liquidity challenge in the short term. Heavy supply of studios and mid-range units can pressure short-term capital appreciation and resale liquidity. There are many similar listings competing for the same buyer pool. If you are an investor and you want to flip your property in next 3 to 4 years, it's not going to be easy for you. Unless you have purchased at a very early stage or you have negotiated very aggressively. Because the investor and end user markets in emerging zones are still developing. So market perception and tenant preference. DLRC is seen as mid-market and suburban rather than premium or high profile. Most tenants prefer communities with metro, mall, and vibrant urban hubs like downtown JLT or Dubai Marina, or those areas which are located close to these prime areas. So this means that tenant profiles and rental demand may shift towards budget-oriented renters, which affects rental rates and stability. So you can encounter with such tenants and buyers in the future for your property who are very hard negotiators, which can affect your capital appreciation and ROI in the future. So risk of off-plan delays and developer execution. Here we have observed all across the time, off-plan properties come with timing risk. So 6 to 18 months delay are not really very common across the Dubai projects, especially with the new developers who are generally developing in DLRC. Quality and handover experiences vary by developer, meaning due diligence is essential to avoid delivery and snagging issues. Price performance depends on broader market and connectivity delivery. So growth projections in DLRC are tied to planned or future metro lines and infrastructure improvements. So not only metro line alone can help to see a visible capital appreciation in DLRC, but it needs to have some consumer or public infrastructure built around. Broader master plan implementations. So these were the checklists. So in the end, as a conclusion, I would say this property investment could be best suited for some long-term investors who can hold their property, who have already negotiated very aggressively or who have entered into the market at a very early stage. They have enjoyed the premium prices per square foot and they can hold their property for more than 5 years. So in case if you want to go ahead, so you should focus on buying quality units at favorable pricing, hold patiently through infrastructure build out, manage risks like service charges, tenant mix, and off-plan timing. But if your strategy is steady cash flow, immediate rental occupancy, and easier resale with capital appreciation in the future, maybe this is not a good fit for you. So there are certain disadvantages associated with this type of investment today. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching our video. I hope we have contributed some information in your decision making about property investment. See you in our next video.